To begin, we have our front panels, our side panels, and our bottom panels. We'll be stitching all 4 pieces together, starting at the top and working our way down. You'll want to cut the yarn about 4 times the length for each panel. So we have 1 length, 2, 3, and 4. Then we'll cut it and start stitching it together. Now we'll thread our needle and start the whip stitch for our first side panel. We'll take our first side panel and add it to the back of the front panel. You'll want to be sure to line up the side panel with the front panel so both are touching the top and bottom. Now we'll pinch the 2 panels together and thread the yarn through both of the panels. I like to add a knot to keep it secure, and then at the end we'll weave in all the loose ends. Now we'll start the whip stitch. Pull the needle and all the yarn through both panels. Always insert needle from front to back. The stitches should look like slanted lines with a little space in between each line. Continue with the stitch until you reach the bottom. Once you're at the bottom, tie a knot and then we'll weave in all the loose ends towards the end of making the bag. Here's the first panel complete. Now you'll do the same stitch for the second panel. Once the second panel is done, we'll take our pink yarn and we'll attach the bottom to both sides of the panels. I'm weaving through the front, the side, then I'll pull it through the front again, and then we'll just go from the bottom to the side, bottom to the side. Once you get to the end, we'll tie a knot and then we'll weave in all the loose ends at the end of making the bag. Once both sides are attached, next we'll stitch the front and bottom together with our brown yarn. With your front panel facing down, we'll pinch the front and bottom together and thread our yarn. First we'll tie the knot and whip stitch all the way across. Before adding on the back piece, I weaved in all the loose ends. Now we'll add the back panel. We'll use brown yarn for the bottom and pink yarn for the sides. We'll pinch together the back panel and the side panel. Then we'll thread the yarn through both pieces. We'll tie a knot and then we'll whip stitch all the way down to the bottom. Once all of the panels are attached, it will look like this. You should be very proud you made it this far. Now we'll finish it off by adding on the handles. You'll be using your extra yarn tails to sew the handles on. I like to sew from front to back, going in and out of the same 2 spots. I sew in and out between 4 to 5 times. Now you'll weave in the loose ends to the handles and we'll work on doing the same process to the back of the bag. Once your handles are complete, you have your beautiful finished bag. It's complete and ready to be filled.